Hi, this is part 2 of our iSCSI video. In part 1 we created a VM kernel network adapter and we named it iSCSI and we gave it an IP address on a 10 network. What we're going to do now is we're going to configure that adapter for iSCSI. To do that then, again, we've got our host here, we're on the configuration tab, and now we go to storage adapters. These are created there for us. They're internal. The numbers don't represent our PC numbers or anything like that. They're the internal way that hard drives are configured within ESXi. I hope that makes some sense. But what we need to do is we need to add a SCSI adapter, and because we created a VM kernel adapter, and because we do not already have a virtual iSCSI adapter, when we right click, that's what I did here. When we right click on the white space here, we get the option then to add the iSCSI adapter. So here it is. It shows up here at the top, and we need to do some work with it. It's there, but it's not yet configured. So we're going to go to properties of it. Across the tabs here is where we're going to make our configurations, and there's options here to do the wrong thing. We can enter values that will give us all kinds of configurations that we'll have to then undo. So my hope is with this video that we can walk through and in a straightforward manner show you exactly how to set up your iSCSI target LUN for your particular ESXi host. On NAS4 I've created one, they call it a LUN, which is a chunk of hard drive space, 250 gigabytes, a 250 gigabyte chunk of hard drive space which has been given a specific name. It's a very, very long name. We've got it in a text file so we can copy and paste it. And it is meant to be just unique for you. SCSI devices can be shared, and that's the problem. If we go with dynamic and we say, hey, just go look for our SCSI devices, it's going to find all of them, and it's going to automatically configure all of them to be tied to this server. It's just the default behavior of how ESXi works with iSCSI. Okay. Under static discovery, we're going to go ahead and add our IP address for NAS4. Now this is on the 10 network. This is a coexisting network on this same switch. So the IP address for NAS4 is 10.0.0.244. Port 3260 is the standard port for that. You go to that port to ask a server to identify all of its iSCSI targets and LUNs. Targets are kind of like the controller card, and then LUNs are the actual chunk of hard drive space. And you can have one target with multiple LUNs. To help keep everything very isolated, one target, one LUN for each of us, that's what's been created. For each of us, we have a LUN that has been tied to an individual target, and it's been given an individual ID. Now these IDs, bring the list up here for you. This will be available to us so we can copy and paste this. You'll notice that the LUN number is going to match your PC number. If you're sitting at PC 26, then you'll use 26. And these numbers are exactly the same. Well, they're more than numbers. They're alphanumeric, and they all mean something. We've got the date, the month, the domain, all kinds of stuff in here. The only part that actually changes in each of these is down here at towards the bottom there. That number increments with each one that we created. So these have all been created, but you just want to use the one that's assigned for you. So I'm on PC 35 here for this demonstration, and so I go down here and I need to highlight then this whole name. Okay, now by doing this, I'm asking ESXi to go out to NAS4 and just give me this one. I just want this LUN. I don't want all of them. When you, as I said, when you let it do its automatic configuration, it'll go find all of them. It'll make all of them active, and then we'll be walking over each other's hard drive space. And while helpful, it actually is very helpful that ESXi lets you share iSCSI space. It's great for fault tolerance, for clustering and that kind of stuff. For our project, we're working with just each of us having an individual LUN. So I go ahead and paste that in there. That's it. The IP address of the iSCSI server, we leave the port defaulted, and we copy and paste that very long target name into the box here. Go ahead and OK that, and we go ahead and close that. Having given it a configuration, it would now like to go out and rescan, scan that server, the iSCSI or NAS4 in our case, to look for the LUN. We can give it a yes, and it'll go out and do that. And if everything went well, you can breathe a sigh of relief. I'm breathing a sigh of relief. We just get one, and that's right here. If we had done it wrong, if we had gone to the wrong tab and asked it to auto discover, let me go back and show you where you want to avoid. You want to avoid this type, dynamic discovery. If you put the 10.0.0.244 address in there, it will find all of them and it will automatically mount all of them. And so you get this very long list. And if you've mounted it and you're going to make a data store out of it, then someone else can't. And that's going to be a problem. So each of us will be looking for just one, and just the one assigned to us. You can see here in the name that it's got 35, and that's the PC I'm working with. And now that I've done this, I can then go into my storage and I can create a data store referencing that 250 gigabyte of space, but I'll save that for another video. This video is getting pretty long. So I hope you found that helpful, and that's about the biggest gotcha we've got so far, is just being careful to grab your particular iSCSI LUN.